beautiful, doesn't it? Let's head to Augusta National right now and speak to the former world #1, two-time major winner, Greg Norman. Hello to you, Greg. Thanks so much for joining us on Sport Today. The eve of a Masters, the first major of the year, it gives you goosebumps. Take us right into the locker room. You know this course, this place like the back of your hand. I mean, the nerves must be the same for rookies and old pros alike.
Yeah, look, there's no question about it. This is a unique place. I think Augusta National Golf Club is one of the few golf courses in the world that actually tests the players in every regard. All 14 clubs of the Bay, plus their mind. You might be able to do it for 2 rounds, 3 rounds, but can you do it for all 4 rounds, which is the most important thing? And it's a supreme test. Mackenzie and Bobby Jones did a phenomenal job. They knew exactly what they were working with. They had the least disturbance approach, the way they lay this golf course out. And at the end of the day, you know, when you play around here, you've got to be precise. Your flight of the golf ball has got to be perfect. The spin of the golf ball has got to be perfect. You got to know exactly the green complexes. You got to land it in about a 3-foot by 3-foot square every shot you hit, and that doesn't mean you're aiming at the flag every time. So, you know, it is unique in that regard. So, you know, the players have had 3 days of getting ready for it, maybe a few days longer for some of those who missed the cut at the Valero Texas Open last week. So here it is. It's the eve of the first round, and you know, I know as a player what you're looking for as you wake up on Thursday morning, and the golf course is playing hard and fast. The first green is just, I truly think looks perfect. It's got a brown tinge to it. It's actually looks firm. It looks fast. How it plays, I don't know because I haven't had a shot into it. But you know, players are masochists. They want to be tested. They want to be punished. And the next, well, especially Thursday, they definitely will be punished.
We had that strange spectacle back in November of the Autumn Masters. It was beautiful in its own way, but what you're saying is we're not going to see a player taming the course like Dustin Johnson did on 20 under.
Well, I don't know. These players are so good nowadays. Who knows what the answer to that is? We'll only find out on Sunday. Look, even the way the golf course is set up now depends on what the championship committee does with the hole locations tomorrow. You know, they can make it play extremely difficult the first day out there. I personally love Augusta National. When I played here, when 7 under, 8 under, 6 under, 9 under won the golf tournament, because you knew you actually it kept all the players kind of together instead of having a separation of 1 or 2 players. So I'm looking forward to it. I think the golf course is really going to fare extremely well. I much prefer it in April than November, as all the players done. And you touched on this at the top of your show, Ollie, that the patrons are back. You know, Augusta National is one of those unique golf courses in the world where the reverberation of patrons and their support of certain players, you hear it whether you're on the first tee or down on the 12th green. It's unique in that regard where you know exactly what's happening on the golf course.
This is one for the patrons. The last group out, somebody you probably know very well, Cameron Smith, who cut quite a figure back in November, runner-up to Johnson. He goes out with Jordan Spieth. He's not bad. Yeah. He's hitting a bit of form. And Colin Morikawa, another major winner. That's a great one for the patrons last out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And all 3 of them have got a very good chance of winning this you know, green jacket at the end of the week. It's great to see Jordan back in the winner's circle. He's gone a long, long time without that. 4 years is a long time for a professional. He must have been doubting himself, but I give huge amount of kudos to him for staying to his beliefs and trying to unravel the complexities of things go on, whether it's physically and mentally. He did it, and you know he's realized that no matter who you are and what you do in golf, we all go through a slump. Nicholas did. Everybody goes through a slump, and to pull yourself out of it like he did last week was great to see. So that threesome you just mentioned are all contenders.
We've got Bryson DeChambeau again. He's talking about secret clubs and different routes to the greens. He came out with this 5 months ago and it blew up in his face. I mean, it creates a good story.
Well, look, you got to give Bryson credit. He went after something that nobody has done before and how to develop speed, and he changed his body. He changed technology through science. He's used science to his advantage, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. He did it. You know, there's been other players tried to follow suit. Rory admittedly said he tried to follow suit and keep up with Bryson. You can't do that. You got to play your own game. Bryson's doing his own game. mentally as well as physically. He's a very cerebral guy. He likes to understand the science of everything. And so, it worked for him. Is he going to be a different player this year than he was in November? Absolutely. Humility does amazing things to a player. He's going to be a contender this week as well too. His putting stroke looks extremely good. If the golf course plays as hard and fast as what it is, he may have to, in his place, he can scale back 10 or 15% on his tee shots and still could be getting out there further than anybody else.
Greg, finally, I mean, for your radio comms over the next 4 days, you're going to be drawing on your 23 Masters experiences, 3 runners-up spots. You're two-time and Open champ. But when you look at Royal St George's and Turnberry, magnificent achievements, do you think it's the Masters and your experiences there that really define you as a player?
No, I wouldn't say it defines me as a player. It defines me as a person, for sure. I mean, it's how you handle yourself in certain circumstances. And from my perspective, every time I step foot on this, like, give me an example. When I got off the plane today, the guy who picked me up in the car, I said, "Hey, welcome back. Great to see you back here again." So I've got this connection with Augusta, the town, and Augusta National Golf Club, the staff, the patrons, the golf course. It's special in my mind. From a player's perspective, hey, I came up short a couple of times, which was disappointing. Some my fault, some not my fault. But at the end of the day, it's just a game. It's just the game of golf. And I'm looking forward to calling it for the next 4 days on XM Radio.
Greg Norman, we just know there will be some fantastic stories to tell. You enjoy it, and we're all going to enjoy it as well. Many thanks indeed.
Thanks, Ollie.